Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. It feels like it's a very special evening. We were lucky enough to have a little sneak preview earlier. Nicky's making a film, so we had an hour witnessing John the Beloved, and it's really quite exceptional. So you're in for a treat. So really, I'd just like to welcome Helen, who's come all the way from Australia. And very soon, John the Beloved. So enjoy, and thank you so much. Welcome.
Pleasure. Good evening. Or as John would say, we bid you welcome. I've been working with John for nearly 30 years now. But I met him as a baby. I'm English, even though we live in Australia. And after the war, the powers that be put mercury into teething gels, because mercury was used in those days to treat STDs. And what happened was they got the dose wrong. Thousands of babies died, because the mercury kills the white cells in the body. And so you go pink. It's called Pink's disease. And when you are so severely affected by mercury, you have to be kept in a dark room because you're very light sensitive. You can't be held because your skin sheds. And I was like that for 9 months. You just cry. Except that I had a special assistant, caretaker, nurse. John used to come and sing to me and play with me. And he stayed with me until I was about 3½, and then he stepped back because I was more connected to him than I was to my family. And you know, as children we grow up and we forget. When our son was born, I almost died, and I went through the tunnel. Great experience. Absolutely brilliant. Until you come to this person, go back. You haven't done yet. I'm pretty stubborn. I tried 3 times. 3 times I got sent back. And a few years later, he started to work with me. One day he said to me, "Now you are ready." And I said, "Ready for what?" "We're going to speak through you into your world." I said, "I don't think so." This was early in 1980 in New Zealand. And at that time there weren't very many people who were channeling. So I had this image that if I started to do it, I'd get carried away by the men in the white coats. He persevered. He obviously knows better than I do. So here we are. And the whole idea of tonight is that he's going to share with you some of his wisdom, and hopefully you will share with him some of yours. I have no memory of what happens when John speaks. I'm not here. So at the end of the conversation, if you look at me and comment on something that's been said, and I look at you blankly, I'm not being rude, I just don't have a clue. And it suits me perfectly. So, if no one has a question about the process before we begin, I'd like to hand the evening over to John. And we bid you welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure to be part of a conversation with you at such an important, you might almost say irrevocable period of your time. However, before we begin to be serious, we will ask you a question. Do you know why you are better for being here? Do you?
I hope so.
Because you are in a vortex of the energy. A very special energy. So, we are going to talk with you about beyond 2012. What do you suppose is going to occur in the 2012 that requires us to talk to you about beyond 2012? Because the more light-hearted you are being in your understanding and your knowing, the more light illuminates your heart and your world.
You're amazing.
Thank you very much. Now we got to blush all over the place. So are you. We would like you to come. Please. We're not going to bite you. Now you can breathe. Because you are very safe. And you are a very beautiful soul. You are most welcome. We thank you for being present. Now would you like to go sit down all over again? Or do you wish to sit with us? If you sit with us, you got to have everybody watching you, you know. Yes, you do. Trust your heart. And please to do so. Because it's your world. If you want to enjoy yourself, you do so. So you can take your seat. Wherever you want to be sitting. You have just done a very beautiful thing. You have demonstrated what we've been talking about. We using a lot of words, and you done one action. You see. You trusted yourself to speak your truth. Thank you. You are ants.
Yeah.
No disrespect. Perhaps not the best example, but from the perspective of owning and claiming your power, your planet is a giant and you are an ant. Because she has no difficulty whatsoever. And when enough is enough, she changes the landscape, literally. You are all channels.
Yes.
All of you. In your own way, you all channel energy. The choice is, are you going to channel it constructively, so you share the best of yourself with others? Here we go all over again with the same comment. Or are you going to channel solely for yourself? Those who seek to destroy channel solely for themselves. Does this answer your question? Thank you. Thank you very much. What was your question?
Okay, so you're saying we don't have to worry about anything, we just need to have a good time, be ourselves, enjoy life, and we don't have to worry about chemtrails and HARP and all the other
did not say
nonsense being perpetrated on our planet. Okay, so if we didn't say that, can you suggest what might be a good sort of reaction to the issues that we kind of see in our third dimensional reality, how we get to play our part in making the world a better place, alongside hopefully staying joyful and heart-centered and all those beautiful good things?
You stop seeing your planet as a victim, and you start to see what is occurring in your world as a consequence of the actions of man, and work to change it.
Is this something that you can do then as a sort of ho'oponopono practice? You know, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Or because the thing I struggle with, and everyone else I think struggles with, is how much it needs to be externally directed action and how much it can simply be doing the work inside.
If you are not doing the work inside because you're too busy being busy outside, it does not matter what you do externally, it's not going to last. If it's to be, it begins with me. If I can live in alignment with who I be, if I can create balance and harmony in my world, then I can take that externally and shift the focus of those around. Do you know what a black hole is?
I've got an idea, but not properly.
Now scientists think it's the end of the world.
Right.
If you want to go visit one, it will take you to other universes.